Today's video is all about Bittensor TAO. It is a decentralized machine learning network that uses blockchain technology to reward users for AI applications. In today's video, we're going to be doing a deep dive. We're going to be looking at some of the fundamentals behind this project, looking at tokenomics, the team, and overall value proposition. So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome on the channel. We talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities such as this one. Today, guys, we're going to be looking at Bittensor TAO, a very interesting project, honestly, very interesting, nice and clean. The research that I've done for this deep dive was actually the most smooth, most seamless experience that I've had in the last little while. And this is why I'm really interested in covering this here with you guys today. So if you appreciate anything that I offer you in this video, do the channel a huge favor, slap the like button, and of course join me live tonight at 7:30 Eastern, where we can discuss more about TAO and any other projects that you may be interested in. But of course, today's video is a deep dive. It's a deep dive on TAO, and we are going to be focusing on what this project is all about. Like I always say here, guys, you know, during this bear market, during this sideways consolidation transitionary phase into the bull market, we need to be prepared. And one of the best ways to prepare yourself right now is to become fundamentally bullish. Look at some of these projects that are coming out. Look at some of the projects that are part of the main narratives that are out there, and do your research. Start learning, start digging deep, and start figuring things out, because we should be allocating capital in preparation for the up and coming bull run, especially during these red days. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's kind of see what's going on here. We're going to use the website as our, let's say, our driver for the overall video to see exactly what this project is about. I'm hoping that the website does a good job presenting the data or the information that we require. So obviously, as we're doing this, we're also judging its use of, you know, website space, and of course keeping our attention and providing the info that we need in order to become, again, fundamentally bullish. All right, so we're going to continue here. Let's kind of see. I like this graphic. The graphic is pretty cool. It's quite captivating, and as you scroll up and down, you get a few more links here at the bottom. And the links up top are, you know, very straightforward: build, white paper, academia, and wallet. Okay, so let's start off with the build. What is this build? If I would click here, what do we get? We get a lot of information with regards to obviously TAO, Bittensor, the overview. Okay, this is not really a white paper. It's like, what about if you wanted to get on to TAO and start building an application? I think that's what it's trying to show you. The API is trying to show you exactly how to get involved building using TAO. And for me, that would be a very interesting thing. The native currency TAO constitute both rewards and access to tokens to the network. This document covers three primary ways that the users can interact with Bittensor. So mining, validating, and through the API client. So this is pretty good. Obviously, if you guys are in the technical side of things and want to go into, you know, development, this tab right here, build, is for you. So that's really good, actually. I really like that. White paper. Of course, a lot of us know what the white paper is, but if you don't, it is a very technical type of paper that explains the background, explains the back end of the application or the network and how it works. And in this case, there's a lot of technicals, a lot of mathematics, physics, and all that stuff that if you are interested in, feel free to do the research to this level. However, guys, on the channel today, we are going to be doing more of a not superficial, but a well-rounded type of review over the token itself or the coin itself. This is a lot of jargon that will get a lot of people lost. Okay, so generally speaking, guys, if you want to get super technical, here's the white papers. Feel free to go check that out. Okay, so academia, let's see what's going on here. Abstract, incentivized intelligence, Bittensor approach. Look at the names, guys. These are all the names, the people involved right now, the Open Tensor Foundation. something that I do want to talk about in a second, but nonetheless, look at this. A lot of good names there that you can definitely research, and some good things with regards to the team. The team is fully doxed, guys. The team is fully doxed, and which I really, really do appreciate. You know, I've been focusing on deep dives for the last little while, and a good portion of them so far have not been doxed. And for me, no matter what type of approach you go into distributing tokens, whether it be a fair launch or whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. I truly do feel that a team, especially the top heavyweights of the team, they need to be fully doxed. So at least we know who's leading the team, whether it be just marketing efforts or whatever the case is. Guys, we need to know who is involved. And right now we do have some good names involved. Obviously, they are professionals in the field. They have blockchain experience. They have experience in big tech, Google, and so on. So far, so good, guys. A North American team. It seems to be majority North American, but I could be wrong. But I did see a lot of North American names and experiences and things like that. So go check it out. They're all over LinkedIn, so that's a good thing. Fully doxed, open to LinkedIn, guys. That's a really, really good green flag for me. Okay, so let's continue from there. We can touch upon that in a little bit more detail. I'm just going to go with the flow with the website. When I see things that are popping out at me, I'm just going to speak out loud and, tell you what I found with regards to that scenario, right? So right now, the team is dope, like pretty good. At the end of the day, abstract, inspired by efficient financial markets. If you keep on looking here, there's a bit more technicals, okay, a lot more technicals here. We're going on how it works, the AI layer, because of course, this project is all about AI. It's not primarily just about AI, because there's a lot in the background that we need to understand, that at the end of the day, what this project is really doing is trying to, build a network of intelligence for the AI. So for me, that's a really interesting thing, because intelligence doesn't just need to be used for AI. Right now, of course, that's a hot narrative, very hot narrative. And where also you're going to put your database of intelligence? Right now, the best place to put it is in AI, but we don't know what the future is going to hold and what developments AI is going to have. So I feel like what they are doing is building a very strong backend of an intelligence network. And guys, that's what this whole project is trying to aim at, is building this intelligent network, right? So we'll get back into a little bit more. The white papers, I thought there was a good thing here being said. Where was it? Right here. Let me see what I can do. As with other commodities, markets could help us efficiently produce machine intelligence. So again, producing machine intelligence or sharing machine intelligence. We propose a market where intelligence is priced by other intelligence systems, or a peer-to-peer network across the internet, which is what they're trying to achieve. And we know peer-to-peer basically is what blockchain likes to govern. So for me, this is a good thing. And part of the narrative, not only is it AI, but complete decentralization. And as an investor myself, in many projects, I really do like when projects really put decentralization in the forefront. So for me, that's a really bullish thing. So the peers rank each other by training neural networks, which learn the value of their neighbors. So basically, the value proposition, or the value that a node provides, is all dependent on the quality of the knowledge provided to the network. And they get rewarded based on the quality and the ranking that they receive within the network. So guys, at the end of the day, the consensus mechanism here is quite interesting. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it, but it is called proof of, let's see if I can find this again. All these consensus mechanisms nowadays are all a little bit different. They're coming up with their own, little twists of proof of work and proof of stake. But this one is called proof of intelligence. And proof of intelligence consensus mechanism basically rewards the individuals that provide the most intelligence to the network. And being an AI project, that's exactly what they're trying to harvest. So that is pretty cool, pretty good. I like that. The solution is an incentive mechanism which rewards honestly selected weights, making the system resistant to collusion of up to 50% of the network weight. So basically, there is a staking aspect to this project. Obviously, if you are a node holder and you stake the most, you have the chance of making a more reward than an individual does not have anything staked. So there is a staking aspect correlated to how many tokens or how much you can get rewarded for consensus. Okay, so something to be really interesting. We got to really kind of get into a little bit more detail here. There's a lot of information within this little paragraph, which we're going to try to unfold the best we can. Okay, so we're going to kind of stick away from this white papers for a second. And just as I noticed, I would have liked to see documents on the website where, you know, an individual can kind of get a briefing as to what this is all about. I noticed that a lot of other websites did offer that. We jump right into white paper type of things and builds and things like that. Now, I did show you that there are documents here at the bottom, okay? And we have this link right here on the resources. It's called TAO stats. Guys, that is a great link. Okay, you're gonna need that, and I'll explain why. Neural internet, maybe we can open up this one, see what this is all about. We have TAO bridge, Bittensor, Oracle. Let's see what that link is. Neural. This is this is a project that basically is working alongside TAO, so I feel like this is a good partnership happening here, and they have a link, which is good. Think beyond centralized AI, and that's one of the biggest things here right now. Their objective is to decentralize it. And if you see what's going on in the current trend with the AI, a lot of big tech, they own the AI. Like if you look at ChatGPT, Microsoft, right? You look at Google with Bard and many other AIs, you know, there's a lot of big tech influencing that industry. So what is happening here with Bittensor and the overall foundation is that they really want to decentralize AI so basically it is unbiased. If you think about it right now, big tech has the power to make the AI sway, you know, the opinion, right? They can definitely get in there and alter the outputs of the AI to fit a narrative. And for me, that's a very threatening thing, especially when you're trying to learn, right? AI right now is being used for a lot of individuals to produce content, learning material, ask questions so that they can receive detailed and informative answers. Now, if these answers are skewed by any means, guys, the value of the intelligence goes down. So the proof of stake, the proof of intelligence right here also means that the intelligence has to be unbiased. So for me, that's a super good value proposition here for the AI narrative. And this is one of the reasons why I found it very difficult to put a price target, a future target of for this Bittensor token for the future. Like who knows how high this thing could go. We'll get to all of that in a second, but let's continue. This is a bullish thing overall. I really do appreciate that decentralization aspect of the AI narrative. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on that, of course. Bittensor, Oracle, what's up with this? Let's just kind of click some of these. TAO Studio, chat with how. So other applications, I don't know what that is. Reply Tensor. So other network, other projects built on the ecosystem. Guys, we're going to talk about the ecosystem because it's not bad. There's a lot happening there. Okay, so let's kind of look. Bad gateway, that's unfortunate. I don't know what that's all about. But Meet How, another chatbot. So a chatbot that basically is powered by Bittensor. So we have an ecosystem, we have projects, we have use case, we have, you know, proof of life. There's something being built here. We can actually see Bittensor in action, guys. This is super bullish, especially with young projects and some of the AI projects that are already out there. They don't even have a working product or service or anything to show for it. So at least there's something here, number one. And number two, we know the complexity of this project currently is probably at its peak, in the sense that it's trying to establish a really good value proposition going forward. So I'm quite bullish so far on this project. So again, let's continue here. Let's see what else we can kind of get into. I want to show you this. This is the interesting website, okay, that I was talking about. Now, let's step into a little bit of tokenomics for a second, and then we'll bounce back and forth kind of thing. And then we'll kind of wrap it all up at the end with my infographic that I usually have and I always have ready for you guys. I'm going to be posting that on the socials, on the Discord. Go check out the Discord because I'm going to post it in the section. It's already actually there. Go check it out if you're interested in. But I want to look at this for a second. Now, I'm just going to bring it to your attention that both CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko do not do a good job basically providing the details with regards to circulating supply, market cap, and all that stuff. All of this currently is incorrect. Okay, all of this, only thing that is corrected is that it has 21 million tokens, right? Very similar to Bitcoin. And for me, that's a very interesting thing. Okay, so but let's go back to that website and we'll kind of touch upon a couple of these things. Here we got a price chart, trading view. We see that the Bittensor price is at $52 right now. Market cap is at 274 million, and we have a circulating supply of 5.2 what is that, million TAOs. So right now, this is very, very unlike, or it's not exactly what even CoinMarketCap is showing. Okay, CoinMarketCap is showing a lot less. So we got to be really aware here that sometimes the tokenomics can be skewed based on what Bittensor and CoinMarketCap, what CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko serve us. Right now, that data is off significantly, and this is coming right off the blockchain. So we can see that there's a little bit more than issued or stated on those two websites. So pretty interesting overall. We can see, like, if we go into the tokenomics, I remember yesterday I was playing around with this website and there was a few glitches, but overall pretty good. You can see that here we can see that the overall scenario with the tokenomics is governed by a halving, very similar to Bitcoin. Okay, so let's be aware that there's only 21 million is already pre-programmed, very similar to how Bitcoin is. Only 21 million tokens, and a block is mined every 12 seconds. So if you go right now and you check out the scanner, you'll see that every 12 seconds there's another block being mined. Now, reward miners and validators 1 TAO, okay, per block. At the current inflation schedule, it leads to about 7,200 new tokens. Okay, so that's interesting. But after a while, the halving basically reduces the amount of tokens or the amount of rewards a validator will receive for validating the data, right? Proof of intelligence. So the validator checks if the server is providing high quality intelligence, and if it does, it gets both nodes get rewarded. They kind of scratch each other's back. So essentially, there's two nodes here really working. And I'm trying to get onto the section of the website where we actually can find that information, and I wish it was a lot more transparent and easy to find. But nonetheless, we'll keep on digging and see if we can find it. But the overall validation and the server of the data gets basically rewarded using blocks, block sizes, and they get tokens. And after a while, and I think their halving is scheduled in every 4 years, but the next one I think is in a year or two. But nonetheless, it gets reduced. Okay, the overall supply shock over time increases because the issuance of rewards get halved every 4 years. Okay, so very, very similar to Bitcoin, and pay attention to that because supply shocks are along the way. And the first halving is in September 3rd. What is this? This is where we are right now. September 8th. We get in 2025. Okay, so about a year. Okay, so that's something to be aware of. And then we're going to have basically the reward is going to be cut in half right there. Okay, so something to consider. It is deflationary in that aspect, because the same way Bitcoin ultimately should be deflationary, because people are going to hold the token and take it off of the market, and that way technically circulating supply gets dampened, right? It's not completely off the market, but it is kind of stressed because people hold for longer term times, and then that way there's no circulation. So we can see the halving overall, bit by bit, the overall circulating supply dampens after a while at 21 million. Okay, so that's pretty good. I like this whole graphic. I like this information. It's necessary. Let's go back to the stats. Let's see what else we got here. Staking APY. So again, as I mentioned, you can stake if you are validating and staking. You can earn up to 29%, 30%, 25%. Guys, that's significant. That's a significant APY. Now, there's two types of nodes. I want to get some information. Let's go back here. Let's see if I can find this. There's a lot happening here, as can be seen. Let's go back to the white paper for a second. Let's see if we can find something here. Is it here or is it under? Yeah, remember, maybe it could be right around this level. This is way too technical. I don't remember the website, any website being so technical and not having something a little bit more user-friendly for those of us that are new to the space. And it's very important for mass adoption to have a lot of the information ready to go. Okay, let's kind of continue. Not in the build section. We go back to the main Toastat resources, neural internet we did, TAO bridge. Let's look at that. What's the TAO bridge? Let's see. TAO bridge XYZ. Click anywhere to continue. Signing in. I have no idea what I'm getting into, but let's see. Some sort of bridge. Signing in. Do I need a wallet to connect? It looks like it because it's taking long. Okay, it's not doing its thing. Who knows? We'll get back to it. I don't want to hang up too much of your time. Okay, so let's continue. Bittensor, Oracle, and there's the Discord, there's the GitHub. What else? TAO Studios. Let's see what that is. I like to click around on all these links to kind of give an idea. Negative prompt aspect ratio generate. What's this? Oh, the prompt. So this is basically giving you graphics. That's pretty cool. Like AI, right? Typical AI. Lots of you able to create JPEGs and different graphics, chatbots, and all of that good stuff. So really pretty good. I really do like it. I think it's an interesting one. Okay. What else? Meet Hal. We covered that. Let's go back into this thing. Staking. What's happening here? Staking. You can calculate some stuff. Staker and validator. Okay. And then validators. This is more info here. Lots of info. I love it. You know what I like a lot about this project? They do provide a lot of info. I just wish their website was a little bit links. Let's see. This is what I like to see. Official docs, Bittensor Project Hub. You see, you got to dig around. This right here is pretty cool. This link. So go to TAO Stats and go for links and you'll get a lot more things happening here. Let's open this one. Let's see the official docs. Let's stay away from the GitHub because it can get a bit too technical. This is the build. This right here is another white paper, Bittensor peer-to-peer intelligence market abstract. Okay, so it looks like Yuma Rao wrote this at bittensor.com. Basically, with other commodities, markets should help efficiently produce machine intelligence. We propose a market where the intelligence is priced by their intelligence system peer-to-peer across the internet. Okay, so very repetitive. That's exactly what we just read. So interesting there. What else do we have? Let's kind of click away what we already saw. Official project code, no thank you. Website, we're there. Foundation Twitter account. So this is something that kind of like left me a little bit confused. Is that their actual Twitter? Let's see. If you go here and you go to their Twitter account, let's make sure this opens in a new tab. Their Twitter account, Bittensor, in fact, is not active. There's nothing here. 0 following, so they're not following. They have 3,400 followers, but there's no posts whatsoever. So for me, that was a bit problematic. But then after a bit of understanding, I clicked here, and I'm assuming that is. Yeah, that's the website, Bittensor, right here. If you go to Open Tensor, or is it this? Bittensor, no, Open Tensor, right here. If you go to this one, this is the Foundation Twitter page. So the Foundation Twitter page has a lot more activity, and you can see they have here 38K followers. And I'm just wondering, why is the need to have 2 different identities? Obviously, we could do a little bit more research on how their organization is structured, but 2 identities makes a bit of confusion. Open Tensor Foundation, and then you have the Open Tensor Twitter page, which has no posts. This one has some posts, it has activity. It's got a lot happening here with regards to technicals, and you get what I mean. Any type of news or related posts are all here, so pretty good. At least that's happening. But I feel like the Open Tensor actual page needs some sort of clarification there. Why is there 2 like that? Anyways, that's a minor thing. I just want to make sure that we clarify that. Go check out the Open Tensor Foundation Twitter or X page. That's where you really want to get involved in. Okay, so let's kind of move on. Where else are we? We have a Telegram. Guys, speaking of the Telegram, I went on the Telegram to ask questions. Guys, it was great experience. One of the best experiences that I had with research. asking questions. You know, there's a dude on there. Of course, I don't know if he's part of the team, but he's definitely well versed. He's polite, intelligent. He very respectful, professional. Everything that you can think of. It was a great experience. No, you know, moon boy type of communication. All fact, and fact is what I appreciate, because fact at the end of the day builds confidence. You know, and if you can get all the ambiguity cleared out, you start to get really bullish, and you start to get that conviction with some strength. So I really do appreciate communities that are all about fact, open to discuss, open to basically answer and receive questions. So for me, that was a real bonus. Official blog on Medium, LinkedIn, you're more than welcome to check that out. I'm gonna have to sign in and all of that, probably. I'm not really interested, but yeah, they have a page, and you can see they have 16 employees all here. You can check out each and every one of these 16 employees and figure out what they're about. You have senior developers at Bittensor, digital artists, from everybody. You can figure out who this team's about, where they've worked, where they're educated, and what they're offering as an individual to the Bittensor Foundation. So for me, this is super bullish. Again, being fully doxed, a team being fully doxed for me is a bonus. Really high rating right there. What else do we have? The Bittensor Explorer. Let's check that out. So the stats, this is what we were talking about. You can see that all the transactions, I guess, blocks, transfers, different accounts, volume. Yeah, this is all good. Finalized blocks, so you can get a lot more information here on TAO stats, which is nice. The APY, circulating supply, all of this good stuff. What else do we have? Let's see, and then we'll kind of zone in a little bit more. Okay, and we'll kind of get into a little bit more of the details with regards to what the project, useful tools, delegating staking protocol, and monitoring in Python. Okay, YouTube, guys, the YouTube. I think the YouTube is a great outlet for them. Let's kind of see what's going on here. They have this thing called, thank God it's something Friday before Friday or something like that. And they basically, yeah, there you go. Thank God it's Friday tomorrow. There we go. That, I think I got that right. At the end of the day, what I think they're going to be doing is, you know, coming out with videos where they come out and talk about Bittensor. I just wished a little bit more. I wished I had a little bit more, you know, a little bit more frequent type of thing. The only thing that I can say is that the overall roadmap is not very clear. And of course, you know, if you look at the fact that they do have a, you know, a fully doxed team, and they're here on YouTube making videos, and you know, their X page is active, that's good, a good way to keep the community up to speed with what's happening. But we need a roadmap, guys, some sort of formal roadmap. Now, what the good thing is that I did contact the team on Telegram, and somebody told me that basically they are looking into creating a formal roadmap here on the website. So I'm looking forward to that. For me, that's an interesting one to actually have here. Yeah, going forward, I think that could be a very good thing. So just to let the community know what this is all about. Okay, so consensus mechanism. Bittensor API is designed to allow validators to write their own validation mechanism and express their own subjective preferences about the network should learn. Guys, so if you're interested in creating your own AI in-house type of bot, okay, you can actually use the API to produce your own bot that can be used for your own purposes, that is trained to learn and trained to provide results based on what you need. Guys, this is really bullish in a decentralized way on top of it. Okay, guys, so we're looking at a very decentralized way of creating this AI. This both facilitates the economic market through the producers and miners are constantly driven to make their knowledge output more useful in terms of speed, intelligence, and diversity, but also decentralizes Bittensor, the governments across multiple diverse stakeholders, ensuring that no single group has full control over what it learns. Perfect stuff here, guys. I really do like this. Do like the governance, a lot happening here. So again, if you stake, you hold, you're able to basically be a part of the community, and I'm sure they're gonna have some sort of ability to vote on certain things going forward. Mining value subnet, pretty good. Okay, let's continue. See what else we have on the white paper. I'm looking for something very specific, and I can't really find it. This is unfortunate. I wish, like I said, I wish they had something that was yeah. let me see if I can quickly. Moreover, this objective, no, reward niche or legacy system. Yeah, there's a lot of information. Okay, let's move on. What else do we have? Let's go check out their Twitter page in a little bit more detail. Do they have any signs of Bittensor? This is a good one, guys. Hack MIT. So they're sponsoring, Bittensor is proud to be sponsoring Hack MIT next month in Cambridge. So you can see that they're very much so linking up with academia, which is a very important thing with regard to blockchain in general. But when you're talking about data management and you're talking about AI, it all stems, in fact, it all stems from academia. So why not keep your foot right into academia and, make those connections still active? Really, really good overall. I think that's a good one that's coming up. System, do you think? S1 performance last month. Pretty good. Lots of good stuff here. Okay, guys, we covered it in somewhat detail. Okay, I feel like there's a little bit more. And unfortunately, my overall consensus right now on the website is telling me that I feel like there's a bit missing. There's a little bit missing here. I wish I had a little bit more to kind of make me feel comfortable about the whole project. But if you look into and you read the white papers in a little bit more detail, it is actually pretty good. It's an intense read, no doubt. But what we have to understand, what it's really trying to do is it separates the system into two parts. Okay, there's nodes and then there's servers. Okay, nodes and servers have two jobs. Nodes and validator nodes validate, make it like every other proof of work or proof of stake in this case would be very similar to proof of work, where you're validating the transaction. But then again, there's a server, and the server actually provides intelligence. Now, the validator looks for the server node to see if the intelligence is of high quality. If it is of high quality and perhaps maybe there's some token staked, they will basically calculate and using its proprietary algorithm to figure out how much reward you should receive. And of course, the more you stake and the more quality over time you produce and provide the network, the more you will get rewarded. So this is a very bullish thing. Okay, so I really, really do appreciate this. Let's continue. Now, you guys know that I produce a deep dive thumbnails or graphics, infographics, and here it is. This is the one for today, Bittensor, an overview. So TAO Bittensor is a decentralized machine learning network that uses blockchain technology to reward users with TAO tokens. And this is the whole thing, very similar to any other type of project. There's a reward, and it's through TAO. The network is built on the Bittensor network, which is a bit of an issue here because a lot of people think that it's not a layer 1. Well, it is a layer 1 designed to be specifically optimized for decentralized machine learning applications. This is what it focuses on. It's not a jack of all trades type of thing. It focuses on machine learning and AI. Specialization sometimes is a very, very important thing. TAO tokens can be used to access the network, train machine learning models, and participate in governance. So this is important. Okay, they have their own layer 1 that they are able to tailor for their specific needs. Now, a lot of the times projects are built on Ethereum or whatever other projects or other layer 1s, and in that case they don't have control over that layer 1, and then they just have to take the protocols for face value, and that is a bit complicated, especially if you're trying to be an innovator in the space and make your own type of system. In this case, their consensus mechanism and the way they have two nodes running simultaneously and how the ecosystem kind of bounces off one another, the layer 1 is necessary. Okay, so this is actually a great choice. Layer 1 that specializes in machine learning. This is my overall consensus right here with regards to its overview. It specializes. Okay, ecosystem. The ecosystem right now has a lot. Okay, and it's not that it's deep or complex. It's just a lot of small things, which is what we kind of need, at least for proof of life here. Ecosystem has a lot of ask your text documents. So basically, you're able to copy paste or insert a document into a web page, and you can ask it questions on the information provided on that document. Guys, that is super, super bullish. You're feeding data into the system, and then the AI bot can actually get into that document and produce some synthesized data or give you at least some feedback. An AI chat, very similar to ChatGPT, and Twitter bots, which is a very common thing nowadays. There are a few Twitter bots hanging around where when you're on Twitter, you just basically ask it a question with regards to one of the posts, and it can provide context and clarification. So it's their ecosystem is being built in a very, very strategic way, and I really do appreciate. But based on its size, still has some room for some heavyweight ecosystem projects to be built. So I'm looking forward to that. Utility, typical utility, staking, governance, payments, transaction fees, all the typical utility of a well-balanced project. So 10 out of 10 there. There's nothing much I can really offer there. The roadmap, unfortunately, there's nothing there with regards to the roadmap. We need a little bit more. Now, I know that the overall the community or the leadership of TAO, they expect users to go and follow them on YouTube, which you saw that there's a couple of videos there, and GitHub and any other type of speeches or conferences that they may attend. But the reality is we need something on the website. We need something clear, and they have mentioned that they will be releasing it very soon. So as for now, I'm going to have to give it a 3 out of 10 because I want to see where this project is heading and what type of milestones they want to be achieving in the immediate short term. The team, guys, bonus. This team is on fire. I think that it's good primarily at least is very transparent. They're based out of North America, which is quite different. Okay, not many projects are coming out of North America nowadays. They're fully doxed, guys. You can get information with regards to the team, where they've worked, where they're working now, if they're full-time into the TAO Foundation, or if they're part-time, or anything that you're interested in their previous work experience. Go check it out. 10 out of 10. Obviously, the team is still very young. They're still a very young team, but nonetheless, this is a young ecosystem. This is a young industry. So be it. 10 out of 10. Great team. Socials, they have 30,000 followers, but remember, I'm not using the Bittensor or Twitter page or the X page. I'm using the foundation page because that's where they have all the activity, and that there's a little bit of confusion there, of course, but we got to make it a little bit more transparent there. But 703 followers for the last 30 days. It's down approximately 54%. So their followers are slowly dwindling, but it's nothing to be concerned about. A lot of the projects nowadays have been hurting on socials. The bear market, this is it. We're in a transitionary phase from bearish to bullish, and this is when a lot of this happens. So expect that to continue until we get some volume back in, but at least they're keeping active. Their tweets or their posts are up approximately 3.6% in the last 30 days, which means that they're still active. They could produce a little bit more activity, to be honest. It's only up a little bit, but at least it's not in the negative. And again, Bittensor has no activity, so we got to get something happening there. Okay, so what else do we have? We have the tokenomics. So something that I wasn't really able to see there clearly on the website. Maybe I missed a link or a tab or something. But at the end of the day, it is a fair launch. Okay, it is a fair launch. The fair launch basically means that there was no pre-mine. The team didn't take any prior or during the launch or anything like that. Everything is up for distribution, and with no whales within the team holding the majority of the tokens, which is something refreshing. We need to know this, right? So it's a fair launch. 21 million max supply, guys. 21 million max supply is very similar. Is exactly what Bitcoin does, and it really does mimic what Bitcoin's overall tokenomics is about by having a halving, right? Reducing the rewards per block, and their next halving is in 2025, if I'm not mistaken, and it's around the corner. Of course, we're going to get a bit of supply shock in the sense that the rewards will be halved for miners, for nodes essentially that are validating, and for nodes that are serving. Okay, the overall rewards are going to be reduced. But then again, if you are staking, right? If you're staking, your rewards get impacted by the amount that you stake. So that's pretty good too as well. Tokenomics is great. No ambiguity there. Pretty clear. Okay, partnerships. This is a good one. There's a sub-query, an indexing type of project. Cerebras uses a data to basically to make your own model, your own AI model, something that we know that Bittensor can do. We've seen it on the API. The API is provided for projects like Cerebras to use Bittensor to create these models using the API if you're into the programming field. Neural Internet, AI, R&D, and DAO. So this is is what they focus on AI research and development. That's basically what they're doing. So these partnerships are good. They're appropriate for their size and their current state, and 9 out of 10 for that. Exchanges have a little bit more wiggle room to the upside. Of course, we can get some major exchanges, but that could be also considered an opportunity, right? We're only on Mexi, Bitmart, and BitGet right now, which, you know, for the most part are, you know, small exchanges. BitGet maybe a little bit bigger, but BitGet just is introducing KYC, and I expect a lot of volume to be leaving BitGet. But nonetheless, guys, we want to see some heavyweight exchanges, you know, take on TAO, Binance, maybe Coinbase, who knows, KuCoin a little bit bigger. So let's see what happens in the immediate short term. Any exchange listings would be definitely bullish, bringing in more adoption, more volume, and of course, that is something that is actually concerning me, is the volume. Let's talk about the volume for a second. So overall, since I did the research, the price is at about $52. Market cap 271 million. This is not based on the Coin Market Cap or the CoinGecko website. Those two websites are wrong. You're gonna have to go to this right here. Okay, guys, you're gonna have to go to the TAO stats to actually get this valid information. Okay, so go check that out. That's an important one. Okay, so we want to stay valid as possible. Market cap, trading volume, guys, it's only 1.2 million, I believe, and at this case, it's only 0.49%. Okay, very, very low trading volume. That's an unfortunate thing, and that could be obviously directly related to the exchanges that are that it's listed on. Not much volume happening in Mexi, although Mexi lately has been getting a lot of attention because no KYC. Bitmart is still very small, and BitGet, you know, obviously a bit larger, but nonetheless not getting that much encouragement given that they want a KYC. So there's going to be a bit of pressure here with regards to trading volume. This is a problematic thing. When I'm looking for projects, I'm looking for at least reaching close to about 10% trading volume. I would like to see that. That means that there's liquidity, there's people selling, there's people buying, and that's a sign of a healthy project, a healthy network that, you know, you can find liquidity if you want to sell, and you can find liquidity if you want to buy. So that's the kind of thing that I want to see. And right now with this, with only 0.49% being traded, guys, that is very, very little. We got to see this increase. So there's a bit of an issue there for me personally. And the supply right now is approximately 25% of the total is in circulation. So for me, that's pretty good. Obviously, as people continue providing valuable data, valuable intelligence to the network, more tokens will be released as a reward, and you're going to see more tokens enter circulating supply. And again, like Bitcoin, there's going to be halvings where we're going to see the overall emissions in this case, or the rewards, get halved every 4 years. Okay, so the max supply is 21 million, and very similar to Bitcoin. Again, fully diluted currently is at 1.1 billion. Guys, this sounds like a lot. You know, it is, for me, it looks like a bit high, but we got to understand here that this project was very, very difficult to actually look forward, be forward thinking, because there's nothing really out there that's doing this. The major competitor could be, let's say, Render. Let's say Render, just to throw it out there, okay? And Render, in fact, is not as nowhere as decentralized as Bittensor TAO. And in fact, what I would be very skeptical of comparing it to Render for many reasons. One of which is the decentralization aspect. But secondly, you know, at the end of the day, both Render and TAO and many other projects that are in this narrative are very young. The narrative itself is very young. And what I want to bring to your attention is TAO has been around for a while, since 2021, before the hype with regards to AI. The hype actually came after TAO. So TAO has been working on this idea for a long while prior to even all the interest in AI, which is a bullish thing. They were pretty much forward thinking. So what do I expect from TAO? Obviously, I expect good things from TAO. The AI narrative, while keeping decentralized, is a bullish thing for me. That's what I'm looking for. Number one, decentralization, and of course, the narrative. Very, very good. Their layer one can be customized and specialized for what they're trying to achieve, and their value proposition being a very decentralized, high quality intelligence platform, providing intelligent, you know, information using AI. Guys, that is super bullish and a very high value proposition. information. And I can see how it could be threatening to those centralized AI projects right now, because again, the people itself can provide the intelligence. So proof of intelligence consensus mechanisms incentivize the nodes or the servers to provide those decentralized or unbiased opinions that are based on fact. Validators and servers earn more when rewards are staked. So we want those tokens staked. You're going to get more rewards based on those tokens. So that's an interesting thing as well. If you notice, as the halving comes around, your rewards will be decreasing, but if you stake, you can prop it up a little bit. I'm assuming that this is something going to be taken into consideration as the halving approaches in about a year. Ecosystem is small but appropriate. Trading volume is very low. Again, I mentioned that, guys. I'm not very crazy about the trading volume. I would have really liked to see a little bit more here with regards to trading volume. Team is fully doxed. I love that. That's a great, I must have mentioned that a bunch of times, but guys, when you see a team that is fully transparent, it gives you a sense of confidence. Twitter account relationship with Open Tensor is confusing, so I'm not sure if we're looking at both. I think there should be something, at least one post on the Bittensor X page that kind of, maybe insinuates the relationship or gives us an idea of what the relationship is there. Of having a Twitter page with nothing posted is kind of, let's say, not transparent enough or confusing. Okay, so that's something to do. The website needs organization and a clear layout of critical information. If you noticed, I was a little bit all over the place, and I've been doing deep dive. I think this is about my 10th one. I do one every single week, and I picked low cap projects that need a little bit of attention, and so far this website was probably the most sparse and let's say organized website that I've seen. I still even feel, as I'm speaking right now, and I'm doing this live right now, no edits, it's one take, and I still feel that I'm a little bit uncertain. Right now, I do understand what this project is trying to achieve, its value proposition. I just feel like I'm missing a bit. Right, so a nice infographic, a nice page with a little bit of a laid out, let's say, deep dive. And I encourage a lot of these projects to start thinking about what people are looking for when they want to invest and when they want to buy into the network. What are they looking for? And prepare your website based on those needs. Right now, a lot of these projects, they don't have a communications officer, somebody there that is, taking care of their website, their socials, and so on, and they just rely on their lead developers or who knows who, right? And I'm not saying that TAO is doing that Bittensor is doing that, but I think a little bit of attention to the website and making things presentable and legible for the mainstream and for the general community would be super bullish. I think so. And the website graphics at the beginning was captivating, but that's not what we're here for. We're not here to zone out. That picture in the beginning zones you out for sure. It's great. You're on a trip, but at the end of the day, that's not what we want. We want to know what's going on, and a little bit of organization there would be epic. Okay, so critical info, make it clear, concise, straightforward, easy to find. Okay, relationships are appropriate for its size. I like that. Lots of partnerships with companies that, of course, are looking for AI solutions based on AI potential growth. Guys, this is where I'm going to get into a little bit of a scenario. I really do feel that I'm not doing it justice by comparing it to any other AI project, because really there's nothing really that I've came across that is really pushing this concept and the way they structure the project itself with the two validators focusing on decentralization, all of that. I'm using Render, which is right now one of the top dogs, or the top dog in this narrative, AI narrative. And if you compare it and said, what about if TAO would reach the market cap of Render, you're only doing a 2x. Now, I know that, might be, and that's because right now it is not a small cap project, right? Remember, the market cap right now, what was it? Let's confirm that. Market cap is 271 million. It's a small cap, no doubt, but it's not micro cap. It's not a micro cap. You're not talking about 20 million. You're not talking about not even 100 million, right? You're at almost 300 million market cap, and we know Render at the end of the day is the leader of this group. Now, could it catch up to Render? And if it catches up to Render, just at its current state, you're only going up 2.5x, if give or take. But I really do feel like the AI narrative has a lot of growth potential. And this is difficult to measure because we don't know where this growth is going to go. How big is this narrative actually going to be? Are we going to see some of these AI narratives or AI projects at the top of the market cap scale? It could be reaching the multi-billion market cap level. And if it does, we can see the price target of at least $500 plus. And that reality is only a 10x. So what does that tell you? That tells you is if you're going to get a bullish project like this, like guys, I really felt really comfortable about this project when I was reading through everything. I know the website didn't make it nice and clear, but after digging through things, I felt like, okay, it's nice and clear, a lot of things happening, good tech, good team, good stuff. And I felt like, but to only go up 2x, guys, I felt like I was not doing it justice. So then I started to think, but we failed to understand that we're in a bear market, and so is Render. Okay, although Render has done very well, Render has been dipping down. Okay, fine, and so has the rest of the market. So we're not going to hold Render to it. But the reality is that in the bull market, when it's time to, see who's going to be the top dog in this narrative, is TAO going to step up and maybe flip Render, right? Render has its issues as well, and TAO has, right now a few issues, but very minor, very, very minor. And I can see it doing a 10x, not a problem. If that's the case, we can easily say that the price target's going to hit $500. Very easy, from 50 to 500. That's only a 10x. So the reality is, who knows how high we could go? If we hit a 10x, guys, that would, for me, would be like, let's start looking at charts and let's start, building a plan here, because a 10x move to the upside is great. But a small cap like this, and not a micro cap, a small cap of 271 million, especially that we should be getting our supply shock in about a year, we should see this thing do very, very well, right? So let's keep our eyes open. I'm not going to put a hard price target here, because I feel like the narrative is way too young. Because once we get more market cap back into the crypto space, right now we're hovering around $1 trillion, and in the previous bull run we were at 3 trillion. Why can't we at least get to 5? Let's say 5 trillion, exceed the previous total market cap. And if that's the case, we can see TAO try to fight a lot of these other AI projects for that market cap. And we're going to see how much TAO can actually absorb and take from the space. Okay, so that should be a really bullish thing. I can't wait to see what these AI projects kind of do. And I still feel like a lot of them are preparing for this bull run. And this is the reason why I gave TAO a 9 out of 10. And guys, this is probably one of my highest ranking right now. And overall, I know that these socials, these rankings don't add up to reach 9 out of 10, but my overall feeling and inclination, especially, the roadmap is not as important. The reality is not as important. At least they have some face time to the community, and they're making their plans very visible and known in other formats, and they are going to come up with a roadmap. But the rest of the project is pretty solid, guys, and this is why I feel like a bit of an eye on this project going forward is due and very viable. All right, guys, if you found any value in this project or in this video, do the channel a huge favor, slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. And of course, if you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. It's a great community, lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and more importantly, if you want to request any projects for my next deep dive, feel free on the Discord. There is a channel where you can make requests for any projects that you may be interested in. And guys, see you tonight at 7:30 Eastern, where we are going to talk about crypto news and price action. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.